Check this out, it's the OnePlus Pad 3, an Android tablet that's setting out to compete with Samsung's high-end flagship S10 line. Why does the tablet get a parachute? Whew, I'm alive. And what a time to be alive. Just a few years ago, people were saying that Android tablets were dead. There's just a sea of cheap, gross tablets that were not fun to use, and some pretty good stuff from Samsung over here on the side. Fast forward to today, and the Android tablet market is absolutely flourishing. Mid-tier tablets that undercut Samsung in price, specialized tablets for artists, specialized tablets for note takers, specialized tablets for your smart home. While most of the tablets that come across my desk are aiming for that mid-range price point, OnePlus has set its sights higher. They are putting the best Android processor they can find in here. That starts with the Snapdragon 8 Elite processor. This is the best processor you could get in any Android tablet right now, and I know from the comments, a lot of folks were disappointed when Samsung went with the Dimensity processor instead of the Snapdragon in their most recent S10 tablets. I don't mind. I thought they were plenty performative enough. If you are doing research into that sort of thing, I rank every product that I review over on my website. I have an entire page dedicated to iPads and Android tablets, just an FYI there. So it's not just the processor. There are other premium features here too. There's an 8-speaker setup, so it sounds really good for a tablet. Is it better than a 4-speaker setup in other tablets? I sat it next to my iPad Pro with 4 speakers, and this does get a little bit louder, but it doesn't sound like epically better. Now in the box, you get a power brick, something a lot of tablet makers are starting to ditch. And it's not a crappy brick. This is an 80-watt charger. This gets you 100% charge in about an hour and a half. And it comes with a fancy pants red cable. Yeah, show them! It's red! The battery itself is pretty big, 12,140 milliamp. I was getting about 6 to 7 hours of drawing time out of this. It was really good. The one area where this tablet doesn't scream flagship is in the display. I'm not pretty enough for you? No, you look great. This is a very nice 13.2 inch screen. It has a high density resolution of 2,400 pixels by 3,392 pixels. It's not an OLED display, it's just an IPS LCD panel. I want to be an OLED. I get that. Now, that's not to say this screen is bad. It looks really good, but a lot of folks are looking for that OLED screen on their flagship devices. That's just a box a lot of folks want to check. Now, on the plus side, you're getting a really slick 144 Hz refresh rate that makes this tablet feel super smooth and zippy. The animations are just so crisp. OnePlus's Android skin, they call it Oxygen OS, is one of the better looking Android skins out there too. And this tablet's going to give you 900 nits of brightness. That makes it usable in all but the most sunny conditions. It's also worth pointing out this is a more squared off 3:4-ish aspect ratio. Sitting on my desk side by side with that iPad, it looks very similar, especially when you see the rounded corners on this thing. And speaking of good looking, this is an all metal aluminum body. It comes in this beautiful bluish gray color that I'm really digging. I mean, the green they had a few years back was fine. It was really different. It drew attention, but it's not my style. This I'm into. It's 5.97 millimeters thin. This is a similar width to the S25 Edge phone Samsung just rolled out a few weeks back, and similar to the latest iPad Pro or the Galaxy Tab line. Something a lot of Android tablets have that this one doesn't is a micro SD card slot. And the storage options are just, they're just okay. The base model has 256 gigabytes of storage with 12 gigabytes of RAM, and the larger configuration takes you up to 512 gigabytes of storage with 16 gigabytes of RAM. Now, while 256 is fine for me, I could store a lot of drawings on here. If you're planning on doing any video editing or just taking a lot of videos, or even just installing a bunch of games to use on your new super fast tablet, you're probably gonna run out of storage fast. We need to talk about drawing because you can get a pen for this, but it's not cheap. It's an extra $100. What are you doing? Are you promoting my Learn to Draw in 60 Days course? Yeah, I'm trying to win you back over after those mean OLED comments. I dig it. Good job. This pen is a souped up USI stylus. That's not surprising, but it's also not the greatest news for artists. Instead of having a charging port along the side, it charges magnetically by connecting to the side of the device. The sides of the pen are really nice. You've got this like textured plastic thing going on Overall, the pen does feel really good in the hand. It's well weighted. And another surprise here is it has haptic feedback when you're drawing. I've seen this on other styluses like the Surface Slim pen that I reviewed a few weeks back. But what happens is you draw, this pen shakes ever so slightly. The idea is to give you that sensation that you're drawing not on a slippery, smooth glass texture like you are, but like you're drawing on something like paper. Something that might give you that tactile feedback. And though I thought it was pretty well implemented, I didn't think it really felt that much like paper, but I kind of liked it. I ended up keeping it on. One feature I did turn off was the little tappable area along the side of the pen. The Apple Pencil has this too. It's an invisible button on the flat side of the stylus that you could tap on and it does various things. It's customizable in some of the settings depending on your drawing app that you're using. The default function here is it switches between the brush tool and the eraser tool in most apps. Now, like the Apple Pencil, this button drives me kind of nuts because I never mean to tap it, but I'm always accidentally hitting it and wondering, why did my pen stop working? So I went into the settings and turned this off right away. Oh no, I can't see the ad anymore. Not my fault. Clouds come out, I get dim. You don't like it, you could change it in the settings. Now it's time to go over what I don't like about the stylus. Well, the pressure is pretty good and the accuracy isn't bad. What holds it back for me is the general wave that the lines have to them when you're drawing and sketching. This is a USI stylus after all. That's kind of their thing. Where I really notice it is when I'm doing like arcing curves and I'm not moving too fast. Even if I'm moving at a steady speed, like not super fast, but just like a normal drawing speed, I'm getting some pretty hardcore wobble here by default. It makes it impossible to draw like smooth hair or the curve of your head. Some apps let me counteract that with pen stabilizer settings. In fact, most apps have that nowadays. That'll help your strokes a lot, but it also creates a good amount of lag on the pen. So not something that everybody's gonna wanna make a trade-off for. Hey, stop with the ads already. It's not me this time. I'm using High Paint. Oh, High Paint is the app that I'm using to draw here. Everyone asks me what I'm using in these reviews. It reminds me kind of of Procreate on the iPad, but I will say the longer I use it over time, the ads get more and more aggressive, and this time, using it today, I'm either gonna have to pay for this thing pretty soon to make them go away or switch to a different app. Now let's talk a little bit about some of the cover options this thing has. The OnePlus sent a few of those along to me. One is the keyboard cover, which costs about $200. The other one is the folio case that's $50. I use the folio the most since I was drawing a lot. Now the folio case has some neat angles to it. I can simply use this as a little triangle stand. It gives me a good drawing position. I can also set this up at a media viewing angle just by, turning the thing over. And it also has these folds. So if you want a steeper media viewing angle, you can do that too. Also has this little pen cover flap thing that magnetically sticks to the back. So when you put your pen along the side, when you slide it into a bag, it's far less likely to be knocked off. Now the smart keyboard cover, it's solid. It's two pieces of plastic. One of the pieces goes on the back, it folds out kickstand style, and the second piece is your keyboard. The typing on the keyboard is pretty good. It's a shallow keyboard, don't expect the world, but for what it is, I thought it was solid, it worked well. I should be getting more excited about this because that's the one thing that I was always dinging Samsung on, was that their keyboard covers kind of sucked, especially for like high-end tablets. Apple just nails this, and it just seemed like Samsung was just slapping some things together and shipping it out the door. Now, to be fair, I skipped testing the keyboard accessory on the S10 because the previews from the generations before, like the previous 3 versions I tried, just frustrated me so much. So I should say, all right, thank you, OnePlus. You did it. You made a decent keyboard. It doesn't seem like it should be hard to do, but they did it. So the big question here is, do I recommend this tablet? Yes and no. I love that it's 13 inches. That's so much room for drawing. The screen looks fantastic. Even though it's not an OLED, it does look really good. The processor is the star of the show here. And if you get a processor this fast, this thing is going to last a long time. I think they said that they were giving 3 years of Android updates and 6 years of security updates, so you're going to be good to go for a while. But the downside here is that if you're looking for something with a lot of storage, if you want a tablet with like a full terabyte, or you want to add some more storage on your own, this probably isn't the device for you. And then of course there's the pen. That is the main thing holding me back. But for so many other use cases, I think it's a really good tablet. What do you think? If you want to check out some of my other reviews in this style, I'll link them up right here. And also don't forget my Learn How to Draw in 60 Days course. Every day, new lesson. Digital drawing, I think it's fun. It's a great hobby for your new tablet that you just picked up. Check it out over on my website.